Hey guys, we're going to have a look at a couple of tips and tricks here. And if you've just picked up a guitar, this is really the place for you. What we're going to look at is a couple of really simple things, and it might seem obvious at first, but they're often things that have got a little bit more to them. So we'll jump into the tips. Now, 5 tips are: learn the string names. Okay, number 1. 2, tune your guitar. 3 is don't just learn songs. 4, hold the guitar properly. And 5 is learn the language. All right. Now, that all seems pretty easy, right? What we'll do, we'll just have a little bit more depth into each one of these. So, tip 1, learning the names of the guitar strings. Now, sounds like it should be really easy, but for some reason guitarists are evil and they like to call the top string the bottom string, and the low string and the high string, and the E and the A, and it gets super confusing really quick. So here's a really easy way to tell the difference. Low E, that's the top string on the guitar closest to your face. That's low as in low pitch, okay? Not low as in the bottom of the guitar. That's where it gets confusing. Now, what we've got is pitch, okay? And pretty simply, a low pitch is dropping your voice low, okay? So that's low. So you can tell which one is lower, and it's the one with the fatter string, okay? So that is your low E, okay? And then at the other end of the guitar, you've got the high E. So that is the thinnest string. Okay, so tip 1, work that out. All right, then if you're going from the low E down, now, told you to get tricky. Down, I'm actually meaning down the guitar now. So down the strings, but you're actually going up in pitch. So quite often people will go, oh, I'm going up the guitar, and it's down physically in the downward direction. So that's what I mean, not obvious at first. All right, so we're going to go up in pitch to the high E. So your lowest string there is E, the next one is A, then you've got D, G, B, and your high E. Cool? So that's tip 1, all right? Now, tuning the guitar. This one is a real kicker. What happens when you actually tune a guitar is you're putting tension on the strings, and the strings will actually bend your neck, and then they detune the other strings, and it's actually pretty hard to get perfect. So you pick up a guitar tuner, right? Or an app or something like that. And that'll get you really good at following the numbers and getting the little dot or the line or whatever it is into the right spot. Now, that's cool. But what we actually want to do is train your ear to pick this out as well, so that you can hear if you're out of tune or something's wrong. So what you should do is tune your guitar with the tuner, then go through it with a manual technique. Now, I showed that in a video and a link here, or in the basics on 7minutemusic.com. So you can actually get a feel for how the strings relate to each other, all right? And you can tune off the strings. That's really important to develop that ear. All right, so tune the guitar, done. Now, the other one, and this is a real personal one of mine, don't just learn songs, okay? When you dive into this, you'll be getting in there and look, the first thing you're going to do is want to play your favorite songs. And that's cool, do it. But also learn the other stuff. So with your music and the songs you learn, they're all made up of fundamentals and components and bits and pieces. And that's really what you need to understand to actually get good. So if you learn all the parts, and that might be scales, it might be the chords, it might be some timings, all sorts of bits and pieces, then when you go to learn a song, you're going to get so much more out of it. Okay, and that's really what 7-minute music is about. You actually are learning the fundamentals. We don't do songs. Okay, I don't know what you like. So, go and learn your favorite songs, but learn this stuff as well. It's really important. All right, tip 3, hold your guitar properly. This one is just a shocker. And, all of a sudden, you pick your guitar up and lift your neck up, put the guitar around the other way. You actually hold it between your legs with your foot on the neck side up on something, and it becomes so much easier. Okay, so it just save yourself the struggle. I played the wrong way for so long. And look, I even play in the videos sort of with the guitar down flat, and that's really just for the video's sake, because it would just look really weird at an angle. Right, so have a look at how to hold the guitar, all right, and also getting your thumb in the right position as well. That's actually pretty important. You'll get a bit of pain if you don't do that correctly. All right, now, number 5. Learn the language. There is a whole language around guitar, and there's a whole language around music, and it's super confusing. Treat it as a foreign language. You do not understand this yet? Don't worry. Learn. And look, you've got really, really good forums out there that you can jump in, ask some questions. Most of the time, people are really helpful, sometimes a little too helpful. And just want you to keep in mind that what you really need to understand is the concept behind it. People are looking at all these things and they've just interpreted everything into, a language, but it's the fundamental actual music that matters. So if someone says pitch, someone says frequency, someone says E3, E4, now all of those things relate to each other. Do you understand what is behind it? Once you understand that, you can communicate with all of them, whether it's a sound engineer, classically trained, jazz trained, or someone who has just trained themselves by ear. All right, learn the language, take your time with it, get a notebook, write it down. Actually, enjoy it a bit. It's really cool. And look, that's it for the 5 tips, guys. So really hope you get in there, get stuck into learning guitar. It's an awesome journey, and check out 7-minute music.